How are you going? My name's Denis from Australia. Travelling in India now for a few months. I've had some quite good experiences. I spent some time in Varanasi, which is very eye-opening to me, particularly the burning ghats, whereas it was really a total culture shock to see their methods and their holy practices in the burning of the bodies. From my eyes, it did not appear to be really a religious ceremony. My first impression was that it's a way to dispose of people. But after speaking to an Indian family, and they explained to me more of what it's all about, it gave me a greater understanding. To actually watch the ritual is somehow primitive. It's a primitive way of doing things. Yeah, back home we bury people. There is a celebrant. Here is there is almost a joy for that person that they have passed and moved to another place, and their method to make like a wood fire, which we would normally sit around to keep warm. This is their burning altar, and to watch the process of putting the body in the Ganges to wet them with what is meant to be holy water, and then put them aside, and the ritual of moving the body around the fire for 5 times to give them the elements of the sky, the sun, the earth, the fire, and the last
water.
The water, yeah. So this is a ritual to give them all the elements, and the body is primarily wrapped in like beautiful silk gowns, and they have the sweets, which are then afterwards taken to a family and shared. But firstly they take the silk off the body, they put it on the altar that they make, then covering the body with more wood. They using incense for smell, and I guess as part of the ceremony they light this, and the incense burns till it's time. They then light the body from a fire which burns at the ghat endlessly, is forever burning the fire at the ghat. And so they light the body, they light the altar with fire from this ghat, which is the holy fire to them. The burning process does not take long. It's maybe 45 minutes, and there is nothing left. There is a caretaker who maintains the fire, and to actually see a human head fall off and then just picked up with sticks and thrown back into the fire was it brought something up in me. It brought maybe an animal side out of me out, but also it brought out a state of shock, which after seeing it happen a few times, amazingly you become quite comfortable with. And the ritual is for the man. For the man, if it's a man who dies, they burn, and the chest of the man is then thrown into the Gange. For what holy aspect, I'm not exactly sure. But for the woman, they throw the hips, because this is the birthplace for the woman, and they throw this into the Gange. And really, it's a primitive but simple process, which it's just something that you never ever forget. You know, you'll never experience this in any other country, or really in any other part of India.
And they burn all the people, or?
Yeah, they burn the man, depending on the caste and what he is doing. They burn the man. They don't burn the woman. If she is a pregnant woman, she's taken out and she's laid on a pillar of stone and tied to the stone, and she's taken out to the middle of the river, and the body sinks. They do the same for the holy man, the baby, the snake bite, and I think there is another, but it evades me. The method that they burn with is someone from a higher caste. They burn on the very water's edge. The lower the caste, the higher from the water's edge it burns. So just a labourer, someone who maybe makes concrete or digs a hole for the tree, he is burnt further away. They also burn the man or the woman, they burn them with all their jewellery, as this is a respect, because this is this person's riches. So they burn them with this, and nothing is to be taken by the family. The owner of the ghat will afterwards, he'll come through and he will work through the ashes and collect. This is his form of commission. The only thing that the family pay for is the wood. And I did not see any tears from any of the family's eyes. It's almost a celebration. They sit there and they almost jest, and I don't know, it seems almost joyous for them, which is, I guess, a good way to celebrate. You know, someone's passing to going to a better place. I don't think it's, you know, myself, I know I go to a funeral, I don't cry. I think of all the very best things of this person to give me joy. But yeah, it's an experience that it will be with me for life. Even if I never see it again, the pictures are as vivid as I am there now. I recommend it for anyone to actually experience this, because I think when you go back to your own culture, even the simplest thing of seeing a small bird on a tree will bring you an abundance of joy and a respect that, yeah, you'll never forget.